Welcome, beloved, to this edition of Here, Oh Yah. Is I is, or is I ain't? Your brother, Gidon Ben Yashara'al. Where's all the children at? Hurry up, and get them children. Where's Big Mama? Where's Pawpaw? Go out into the highways and the byways and bring all the kinfolk around the television set. Why? Because we have a special. That's right, we have a special program designed specifically with you in mind. But of course, the views and opinions expressed are those of me, a po-colored country boy cotton picker, and the panelists that Yah has set, but not those of Comcast, their management, advertisers, or affiliates. And of course, there is a mature verbiage alert. Why? Because some of the subject matter that we speak on just makes you want to cuss. Today's program title is The Sword Without and the Terror Within. The sword without and the terror within. What do I mean by this? Well, of course, the latest in the litany of bloodletting in America, the land of the serial killer, enslaver, pedophile, thief, liar, and the list goes on and on to the break of dawn. We have a young 21-year-old serial killer mass murderer. And when I say serial killer, when you have the kind of hate that this young man has in his heart, even though he may have just killed 9 that we know of, the serial killing and the ideology and philosophy of death goes deeper than what he did literally that we know of. There is a way in which America eats its youngs, perverts its concepts, and creates a philosophy that leads to the hells of hell, the doors of hell, rather. It's an idea that one person is better than another, that hatred, life, the innocence of individuals is not to be considered. It is this type of philosophy that allowed a nation of men and women stealers to go to another nation and take men, women, and children. But those of us in the Hebrew community know that this was a mandate from our Creator. See, there's nothing happening on the planet that the Creator does not authorize nor give His permission to occur, because the Creator creates, He created, rather, good and evil. And there are many of those who are in the audience and in our communities that don't believe in a God, but they believe in the devil. You can't have one without the other. There is evil all around us. And the young white killer with a refrigerated mind, having no thought for the lives that he has took, is only a microcosm of what we have experienced in this country and what is being, it's a bumper crop of how homegrown killers right here in this country. See, we look at the police as the pit bull of white supremacy, the one that will go out with impunity and take the lives of those of us who have not shown a cause. But are there any innocent in America? You see, the reasons that the Creator has allowed this white refrigerated devil to kill His people is because we have asked for it. You vote for it. You support it. You go sit in the arenas to watch it. You sit at home on your couches and watch death, destruction, sexual misconduct, and all of these things that white supremacist media has brought to you. And there are many of you who have disconnected from the news altogether. You've seen so much bloodshed that you say you don't even want to see anymore. So you don't even watch what's happening around us. But for those of you who have the courage to keep your eyes on what's happening in and around us, it is a mandate for action. Now, many of you who know about Al Sharpton, he has an organization called the Action Network. And that Action Network has been an opiate for our people to make you believe that somehow he is fighting for you against this system. But how can you fight against a system that you turn around and vote for and support? And how can you say with true honesty that you're against the system that your leader, Al, and those of you who support him, when he goes to the White House, the seat of these killers, and support their agenda? You know, Republican, Democrat, Independent, liberal, conservative, they're all peas in the same pod of white supremacy and capitalism. You cannot join the mafia and expect to change their manifest destiny from the inside. And many of you are beginning to understand that, because the vast numbers of you do not vote for these killers. But the issue of what action needs to take place, and of course, let me just say it, our hearts here on the Hero Yah program go out to those hurting families in South Kakalaki and all over the world. But see, it didn't start in South Carolina. It didn't start in California or North Carolina or Atlanta. They've been killing our people from the Congo to the Sudan to Ethiopia, all over the planet. They have been killing woolly-haired, melanated people. And in America, as long as they were killing poor so-called black men, nobody raised an eyebrow. Nobody marched. Nobody had, and the media was nowhere to be found. But as soon as they took out en masse educated, what can I call them, individuals who have tried to assimilate into the white supremacist system, because the guy that one of the Reverend so-called, the preacher Pinckney, was a senator. So what we find is that those of you who have tried to process yourselves into white America, you still have not read the email that says they don't want you. You haven't realized that when you move in their neighborhoods, they move out. You haven't understood that the educational system is designed to dumb down our children and build theirs up for leadership. What causes little Jane and little Bobby to turn from cute little stringy-haired children into cold-blooded mass killers? It's something in the water, ain't it? But it's something in the philosophy of white America that allows them to continue to grow, produce, and encourage killers from their youth on up. But guess what? We have the same thing in our community, because you keep following the killer. Now and because the fathers have been put out of the home, out of the churches, out of society, now all of a sudden y'all talking about we need to bring the men back to the church. Wait a minute now. If the women running things and they following this white killer, then why now do we need to bring men folks back? What ran them out in the first place? Was it the pimp that was sitting behind the pulpit? Is it the pulpit pimp that the brotherhood knew that they wasn't going to give that money to all that time? Or was it the women who continued to support white supremacy and their agenda to look like, talk like, act like, walk like, have sex like, and produce children to be brought up like white folk. And now we've got what? Children as young as 12 going out killing, murdering, savaging, reveling in the bloodshed that they enforce and inflict on one another in our communities, but it starts in our homes. See, the fight began and ends in our homes. See, it's okay and it's easy for Al to go out and march and to bring our people around and rally them for the killers and the unjust reality that we must face. But he himself divorced his own wife. And even though it was after a time, we have to realize that our fight is in our home. It's with our wives. It's with our children. And as soon as we come to the reality and the realization that we have changed our God, changed our culture, followed a killer who hates us, but we want to continue to follow him because we've been taught to believe that if we go back to our own culture and our own God, that we somehow would be abused. Do you think the abuse is any worse than what you're getting right now? Just because you live in a house and you driving an air-conditioned car and you living out there where the white folk used to live, because when you moved in, they moved out. It's one of those things that we find with the young lady who was claiming to be black. This is nothing new. Once again, white folks been acting like blacks, so-called, from the 30s and the 40s. Vaudeville, when they used to entertain in blackface. Amos and Andy, when the radio was originally white folks acting like so-called black folk. Then we start acting like them. It's a never-ending cycle of our people turning to the very killers, the men stealers, the enslavers, to liberate us from our own oppression. And the oppression is within our hearts and in our minds. So as we mourn for the 9 that was slaughtered in a house that was dedicated to following a white Christian lie, based on the lie of this Jesus Christ, who we know to be Yeshua, the anointed king of Yashara. And then we look at the lie that the Hebrews promote when they talk about believing in the book, but yet the leadership promotes division. We also look at the Muslim community when we talk about peace, assalamu alaikum, but when you got this faction over here, this faction over here, and we can't, the leadership will not come together to make us one fist. See, Malcolm said it. As long as I can slap you and my hands and my fingers are divided, I might slap you, Al, and your group going out, fighting, talking about what Whitey done did, but you're divided. But as soon as I ball my fist up and hit you with a hammer, somebody gonna drop. But that hammer has got to come from the Most High. It's not, the victory is not ours. It belongs to the Creator. Now, let me just say this, and I talked to you all, because one of the things that the young killer said, which was interesting, he said, first of all, the Negro, it's another word for black, the Negroes is taking over, that they running everything. Negroes ain't running nothing. We ain't running our houses. We definitely ain't running this government. I don't care if they got Barack up front. He ain't running nothing. We ain't running the communities. We run zero. First lie. But what? I was getting to that. Yeah. I'm getting ready to come to that because I was just getting ready to mention the hordes of whores. Okay, gotcha. The show that we just finished doing. See, the Most High keeps the Hero Yah program on the cutting edge of the community activism. We got our finger on the pulse of the community through divine intervention. And I found my little sheet, because remember I said I couldn't find my notes on that program. But what were the effects of hordes of whores? See, one thing about many people, they're in denial about their own personal responsibility. And when I say denial, I ain't talking about the river. I'm talking about denying one's individual responsibility for where we are in this country, i.e., again, our families being at the fulcrum of the source, the epicenter of where we need to begin our fight. But when I did the show on hordes of whores, I told you I had a list of 10 things. I remembered most of them, but let me just go down through this list from whores being thrust out in the community. And see, the one thing you see about white women, they have no shame.
True.
Unfortunately, they will go out in their drawers, cut up into every crease, and you can see everything except the entrance to the birth canal. And sometimes you can even see that. It's a shame, but they have no shame, and therefore our children, our daughters and sons who are following them, have no shame. And when these whores are introduced in the community, there's a ripple effect.
Yes.
See, the young white killer said one thing that was very interesting. He said that not only did he say we're taking over, which we know that's a lie. We can't even educate our own children. We don't even have authority over them. He talked about what we taking over. But then he said we are raping their women. Obviously, this young man hadn't been looking at the porn site. These white hoes are out there in hordes. They don't look like they being forced. They out there because that's what they want to do. They in-house whoring. They on the street whoring. They all on TV whoring, in the big screen. They everywhere doing what they do. Now, what are some of the 10 things that I said? Lack of shame. The Bible says you have a whore's forehead. Pride and arrogance. They're prideful because many of the hoes got plenty of money. They still whoring though, and they proud of it. Prostitution, sex crimes, homosexuality. All of this has to do with the whores that are being released and lifted up in our community. Molestation, rape, all of this is the mentality because the households aren't being watched, and if the household ain't being watched, the children ain't being watched. And when you have a whole producing young men and young women, guess what? They molest and rape. They rape and they go to jail. We go to jail, white folk don't. Like the Duggars, they get excuses. Single parent households, we notice the whore don't want no marriage because she hoeing unless that her husband allows her to go and have sex with other men, and we know they call that swinging. Yeah. And the white folks real known for that. Pornography, you know, it's every day on TV. The dress styles and the music promote whoredoms. Food and the quality diminish. No time to cook because I got to go out and do some hoeing. It is anger and violence. We understand that anger and violence is another ripple effect of whoredoms and harlotry in our community. No moral compass. Church attendance for men going way down. And of course, the one thing that I did mention, and I should have, is the murders that have taken place all over this country as a result of whorish women who don't know how to control their mouth, and as a result, or their bodies, and releasing STDs and death and murder all over this country and literally all over the world. The young killer said, we are raping their women. Sick minds come up with sick excuses for doing what they're doing, just like white America. What kind of sick mind would have people take innocents from another country, bring them over here and brutalize them and murder them and hang and lynch and decapitate and cannibalize and everything else Whitey has done, and now we're doing it worse than they are, all because of whoredom, spiritually and naturally. Let me end with this right here before I go to this powerful panel, one who reflects the agenda of a spiritual, moral agenda. as does myself. And of course, though, I'm just a poor-colored country boy. I ain't no special one. I got issues myself. I'm simply saying that we have to look to the hills from whence cometh our help. And for those of you who don't believe in a higher power, what you doing then? Huh? If you don't believe, then why isn't it that you and your organization hadn't made everything all right? You believe in killing. The white boy believe in killing. You ain't gonna out kill the killer. So what else you got left but you and your philosophy? Talk. That's what it is. Let me go to the book of Jeremiah. And I want to pick it up in chapter 2. And this will help to give us some insight as to what the Creator has said about our plight during this time. And it references the time in which it was written. Chapter 2, verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith Yah, I remember you, the kindness of your youth, the love of your espousals, when you wenteth after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Yashara'al was holiness unto Yah, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devour him shall offend. Evil shall come upon them, saith Yah of hosts. Hear ye the word of Yah, O house of Yaakov, and all the families of the house of Yashara'al. Thus saith Yah, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they have gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain? Neither said they, where is Yah that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through the land of desolate deserts, of pits, through the land of drought, and in the shadow of death, through a land that no man passes through, and where no man dwelt. And I brought you into a plentiful country, to eat the fruit thereof and the goodness thereof. But when you entered, you defiled my land, and you made mine heritage an abomination. The priest said not, where is Yah? And they that handled the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. Wherefore I will yet plead with you, saith Yah, and with your children will I plead. For pass over the isles of Chittim. And let me go down just a little bit. It says, be ye astonished, O you heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid, and be very desolate, says Yah. Check this out. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and have hewn them out broken cisterns that can hold no water. Is Yashara'al a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they have made his land waste, and the cities are burned without inhabitant. I'm going to end it right here. And it says, verse 31, O generation, see you the word of Yah. Have I been a wilderness unto Yashara'al, and a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords. We will come no more unto you. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Wherefore trimmeth you your ways and seek love? Wherefore have you also taught the wicked one your ways? Also in your skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocent. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. And let me read one more. It says, verse 29, Wherefore will you plead with me? All you have transgressed against me. In vain I have smitten your children. They receive no correction. Your own sword have devoured your prophets like a lion, like a destroying lion. We know a great prince named Malcolm X. His own brethren slaughtered him. We know another prince named Martin Luther King, formerly known as Michael Luther King. Michael King, I don't know if the Luther was in there, killed by his own people. Why? We know the greatest king, Yeshua, the anointed king. And the king in Jerusalem said, I find no fault in this man. And our forefather said, we want Barabbas. We want a killer and a murderer. And let the curse fall on us and our children. And therefore you have it. The curse has fallen, and we're the results of it. To my right, you know who he is. Assalamu alaikum. His name reflects a time of day, but not a state of mind. Elder Sunday.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. In our ancient tongue, Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Blessings be unto you.
You know, I pontificated much on the events of last week. You, the news correspondent for the Hero Yah program. What has struck your heart and mind, and what are the words that you have to give to our viewing family?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to go back to February. We had Savior Day.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to hold this up. University Intensify for Justice. So all those that don't forgot, they need to go back on the NOI.com and see that lecture. Now, brother, as I told you,
yes, sir.
Brother Anthony, my brother in Gwinnett County, we spoke about this. Minister Farrakhan said in that lecture that if you know somebody coming to take your life,
right,
you don't sit there and let them take your life.
yes, sir.
So I'm saying to you, me and my brother discussed this.
Yes, sir.
The brother that stood there and let him reload it.
Come on, man. I know that ain't
Yeah,
true.
okay. That's what the sister said, the witness that he left to tell the story said.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
You see how, what's the word I'm looking for? We don't even have no self-defense for ourselves, brother.
Right.
I also said to you, the nation don't play that. That's why we search people.
Yes,
even
sir.
if you come to a Bible study,
yes,
you're going to be searched.
Hello? Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
So this young man, you're saying one of the people.
One of the brothers, I don't know whether it was the older brother, the brother that just graduated from college. I don't
watched him
reload, trying to talk him down. Instead of snapping his damn neck.
Yes, sir.
I'd have bum rushed, I'd have broke it.
Come on, come on.
Allah would have brought the rage out of me once he tried to reload, brother, and I would have ripped him apart. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
And I'm saying to you, we have become punks.
Yes, sir. Ain't no doubt.
We don't want to fight, but
That's
we'll
right.
fight and kill each other.
Each other with no problem.
But we'll give them a pass.
Yes, sir. That's
I'm
right.
so sick and tired, but that's all right. Like you said, the Creator got something for this.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
But Minister Farrakhan said in that lecture, you know you getting ready to die.
Right.
You don't sit there and let somebody take your life. I know I'm not.
Yes, sir.
Even if I ain't got no gun. I told you about an incident happened to me in the late 90s.
Yes, sir. That's right.
I tried to rip his damn arm out of his shoulder when he came out of his pocket with that gun. And then if I would, I was going to beat the hell out of him with his own arm.
Yes, sir.
I don't play, brother. That's why our people frightened me, because I don't play.
Yes.
See, that's another thing wrong with black folk. We play too damn much.
Yes, sir. That's right.
We're not serious. Like I say to people, this life that Allah entrusted me in,
Yes, sir.
I take it serious.
That's right.
I don't harm it. I don't let nobody else harm it.
That's right. That's right.
Like you were talking about the holiness.
Yes, sir.
Our sisters don't give a damn about that real house of God.
That's
not that
right.
building that they go to, that they in today, brother.
Teach.
It's the real house of the
Yes,
Creator.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Not that model, that sustained glass, all that fancy stuff.
Yes, sir.
We are sick, man.
We're sick.
With it. Now, let's go back to the church.
Come on.
Denmark Greasy and his crew rose up a slave revolt.
Yes, sir.
So he wasn't like the people that's in that church today, brother.
Exactly.
And once they killed him, the white peoples in South Carolina with the Confederate flag burnt it down to the ground.
That's right. That's right.
Then white folks allowed blacks to rebuild it up, giving them that new Christianity, or as you said, that white Anglo-Christianity.
That lie.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And then, even when they did, it still ain't been affected as it was when Denmark Greasy.
Denmark
Bessie.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying? Brother, I mean, you said it, that the Most High allowed us this to happen to us.
Exactly.
Because we are so rebellious. We are so stiff-necked.
Yes, sir.
We are so hard-headed.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to listen to nobody that got that light as me and brother. Shout out to the Nation of Islam and brother Anthony Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And brother Stanley Muhammad and Sharif.
Come on now.
Like me and brother Anthony say, they will see that light. But when you walking in darkness, brother, unless you got a little dim of light, you know what it said about the light becoming the darkness, but it couldn't comprehend it not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I do.
But we are walking in darkness till when the light, cause I'm saying to myself, them brothers and sisters in that church.
Yes, sir.
Let the devil come right up in there among them.
Kissing and hugging.
Right. Now, you know what that tell me?
Yes, sir.
That it's a lot of devils walking among those type people and they don't know. But I know when the devil present, brother.
Yes, sir.
Because I function on spirituality,
That's
not on this physical house.
That's right.
I function on, as the minister say, on a higher plane.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, I can sense the devil. Matter of fact, I was doing some studying this week.
Yes, sir.
And I used to tell people that I sift people. You know how they used to sift flour?
Yes, sir.
I learned how to do that in the 80s. You don't even know I'm sifting you, but I'm sifting you. So when that ugliness,
yes, sir.
Say shaitan, we call him shaitan.
Yes, sir.
Devil, iblis, show up.
Come on.
I got something for his ass.
Yes, sir.
I got something for him.
That's right.
But as I said to you before, people that's up to no good, they can't be around me long, brother.
Right.
They feel uncomfortable. They feel frigid.
Yes, sir.
They got to go.
Yes, sir.
That's when I know what I'm dealing with. See, I pay attention. And, you know, me and a brother were having this conversation Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Now, me and a sister, Muslim sister.
Okay.
And we were talking about how people call us nosy.
Right.
I said to the sister, you better be damn nosy.
These
you
days.
better pay attention to everything going on.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about 360.
Yes, sir. That's right.
That's another thing that our people have learned. How to protect themselves. I ain't talking about with no gun and a knife, brother.
Yes, sir.
I got a protection greater than that.
That's
As
right.
I say to you, it's an invisible shield around me.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because the last 40 years I asked for that. I ain't asked for no damn gun, no bullets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I asked for that shield
That's
that he
right.
gave each and every one of us. We know how to develop it.
That's right.
And can't nothing, once you set up that shield,
Yes, sir.
can't nothing penetrate it
That's
unless you allow a little opening, and then Shaitan, devil can creep in. But I'm going to tell you something. When he creep in here, it ain't long before he get the hell up out of here.
Yes, sir. That's right.
He ain't finding no resting place.
That's right.
I ain't saying he won't come in,
Right.
but he getting out of here.
There is no rest for the wicked.
Exactly. But brother, now getting back to the Caucasian sister that claim our culture.
Come on.
They did some background information on her history and her family history.
All right.
The boy that she adopted is supposed to have been molested by her brother, which is Caucasian. Now the parents saying she's a liar. Now they had some psychologists on CNN.
So she adopted those. She didn't bear them
No, one of them her biological son.
And the other one she adopted.
She adopted, which was her foster brother.
Okay. His child.
Right. No, the one that she adopted, they family adopted him based on the story.
Gotcha.
So once she went through the court and got custody because it said her brother was molesting him. So he wanted to leave that family, so he went to the court and got emancipated, and she adopted him.
Right.
Now, like I said, with some psychologists on there saying there's more to this story, that if this is true about the brother,
right,
then she could have been molested too.
Exactly.
And the parents looked the other way. Go back to what you said earlier about the molestation.
Yes, sir.
That's running rampant in families.
Yes.
And they hide it, they covered up, they look the other way.
That's right.
Even, brother, I done seen documents and stories.
Yes, sir.
With white mothers and wives lying their fathers and the dad and molest the daughters and the daughters crying out.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And the mother turning their damn back.
That's right.
On their daughters.
That's right. That's right.
I done seen it.
Yes, sir.
On PBS and other networks.
And it has ripple effects in their psyche.
Brother, when you said no shame,
right.
See, when you do something, see, we learned in the Nation of Islam that once you rape a woman, a young girl, or molest a young girl, which mind haven't developed yet. It's like taking a 38 blowing her brains out. And it's only by Allah's grace or Yah grace that she find restitute, like I told you what I went through during the 80s with all that pain and fighting the court system. I had to find a restitute to keep my sanity, to heal myself. So I went self-destruct.
That's right.
And then I had my brother, then the minister, you know, feeding on that.
That's right.
So I wouldn't go out and do something stupid, as my brother say.
Yes, sir. Yes,
because the sisters are beating the hell out of me. And the lawyers that I go to for help, they helping the damn sister beat the hell out of me. The judge that I go before, helping the sister.
That's right.
But what I learned through that when the 90s came in, that's the agenda. It's to make you self-destruct.
That's it.
Make you either go kill them so they can kill you, or make you kill yourself. Because I was in group therapy with several people that took their life with where workman's comp, and the courts were doing to them, and they couldn't take it no more.
That's it.
So they killed themselves. They committed suicide.
Well, remember the story of the young man that they claim had stole a backpack.
Right.
He never said he would never admit to it because he said he didn't. Right. They kept him in jail for 3 years.
Not only that, they put him in there with the killers. They put him in there with the killers and the gang, and they beat him damn near beat him to death.
Beat him to death.
That's why. So you imagine his mind
was damaged. And then they end up letting him out. Gave him some money. Like money is gonna heal all of that, and he ended up killing himself.
Because what first of all, locking him up. On
for
a lie.
Nothing.
Then the gangbangers damn near beat him to death. Probably sexually assaulted him.
Exactly.
So he couldn't recover from that, brother. I don't care what they gave him.
That's right.
He couldn't recover. But getting back to the sister.
Yes, sir.
Them psychologists were saying that's probably what made the Caucasian sister that claimed black.
Right.
Because we talking about the mind.
The mind, yes, sir.
Disassociate and disown her Caucasian inherited.
Yes, sir.
And took on that persona.
That's right.
And then start fabricating stuff. Because we talking about dealing with the mind.
That's right. That's
you know, so I don't fault her. See, I'll go back to what you said about the horridness and what the system, even with that white boy, blonde-headed, with the rebel flag.
Yes.
Now, when President Obama was elected, December 08.
Come on.
I mean, November 08. In December 08, all of the factories and the gun stores.
Yes, sir. Sold out.
I'm talking about 9 million guns.
Sold out.
No bullets were nowhere.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Minister Farrakhan did a lecture December.
Right. That's right.
About telling black folks and white folks that like Obama, don't get too damn happy.
Yes, sir.
Because the same amount of many people that like him, you got the same amount that hate him.
Oh, brother, more. And then the other thing about liars, you know, the newscaster that came on and found out he had been telling lies about he was in Iraq, They suspended him.
Right.
Now they getting ready to bring him
No,
back.
he's not. No.
Not to that same show, but he's
No.
going to MSNBC.
Okay, but
they said.
I'm saying to you, they done gave the job to Lester Holt.
Exactly. He's going to it. They're
Right.
going to bring him back,
Right.
but he's going to be doing like on
Right,
site.
right, yeah.
They know he's a liar because he's in a company of liars.
But brother,
Come on now.
see, this goes back to like the minister when he went to Ghana
Well.
in 1994.
Talk to me.
And he went shopping before the election
Come on.
about products.
Yes, sir.
All the products that he showed in that lecture was made in Europe,
Right.
made here, Emirates, not in Africa.
Right.
The soap, the
Course not.
toothpaste. So what's wrong with that?
Right.
He said, why can't all the African countries unite?
Right.
The soil in Africa is more rich than any soil.
On the planet.
The wood, the trees from the wood, you can't find no wood on this planet
Yes, sir.
that can touch that.
That's
the diamonds
Yes, sir.
that you see white folks wearing and you see on Home Shopping Network, all
Yes,
these
sir.
fine looking diamonds and
Yes,
stuff
sir.
come from over.
South Africa.
But yet, we don't own a damn thing. Europe own the continent of Africa.
They done took
White
it.
supremacy here
Yes,
again.
sir. Yes, sir.
Then he spoke about the Arabs
Come on.
in Africa
Well.
that mistreating the Africans
Absolutely.
that's in Islam.
And we know the Chinese is over there heavy too.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the Chinese are Johnny come lately.
Right.
You talking about what Europe has been doing for the last 400, 500 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They Johnny come lately.
That's right.
Matter of fact, Paris, where everybody like to flock to,
Right.
it was built on the back and the wealth of Africa.
Come on now. Come on.
But people don't want to hear that. Why? White supremacy.
Yes.
So the same thing about the flag.
Yes.
The same thing about the gun. President Obama said yesterday, we need to have, brother, white folks use the damn gun to take everything.
Thank
you think
you.
they finna give up the damn, you a damn fool.
And then
They use the gun to take
get
everything. They ain't finna get that gun up.
Not at and then one of the things that the people in South Carolina, one of the leaders was talking about, here these people have been massacred. And what he want to start talking about is the rebel flag at the Capitol in South Carolina.
Right.
Man, these white, you think they gonna get rid of that flag? And
No,
that's
they
what
not.
it is, a killer. It's a killer flag.
Not
it's
only
a
that,
killing
it
people.
represents something to them.
Yeah, of course it does.
It represents that they will never surrender. They're
Exactly.
superior over us.
Exactly.
See, it's go back to psychology.
Absolutely it does.
Everything has a cause and effect.
That's
Like
right.
people don't believe in that. They don't believe in cause and effect. I learned about that in the 70s.
Yes, sir.
That just like you having a cause,
Yes, sir.
it's an effect.
It's-
Whether it's positive or,
Or
negative,
negative. That's right.
it's an effect come after that cause.
Yes, sir.
Just like a sickness.
Mm.
I learned in the 80s,
Mm.
once you declare that you're sick,
Yes, sir.
the quicker and the earlier you find out, the quicker you can nip it in the bud and heal yourself.
And see, that's the problem with white America. They have not even thought about themselves being sick.
Right,
All the
right,
barbarity and all
right,
the hatred
right.
and all, they can never. That's
Right.
why these white boys running up now on police stations.
Right.
They testing them,
Right.
saying, shoot me,
Right,
kill me.
right.
And them Klan members say, how I'm going to shoot
Right.
one of my brothers?
Exactly.
I'm not going to shoot
Right.
you. But one of our children, 12-year-old Tremere Rice,
Right.
playing with a gun,
Right.
2 seconds and
Right.
he's dead.
But let's go back.
Come on.
You say he don't think he's sick.
Yes, sir.
That's the art of white supremacy.
Exactly.
If I'm superior over you, hell no, I ain't gonna think I'm sick.
Exactly.
That's that mindset.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, it's another power gonna let him know he's sick.
But see, now you got this presidential election coming up real soon here. Our women are going to go out there and vote for Hillary Clinton. They're going to march. They're going to stomp. They're going to go to all those pre-election events because that's the power that they receive. They're going to dress in whorish clothes like these white girls. You walk down the street, man, it's a shame. It's a crying shame.
Now that same book you just got through reading,
Yes, sir. Come on now.
it said the fourth generation is adulterous generation.
An adulterous generation. That's right.
So that's what this is.
Yes, sir.
Like me and brother Tony be talking, we going through a process.
That's right.
And as I listened to the minister back in February, we ain't seen nothing yet. That's why back in the 80s, Honorable Elijah Muhammad did a study guide called Study Guide 18 about your emotions.
Yes, sir.
If your damn emotions ain't in check, that's what's finna come down the pipeline. You're gonna be, your mind gonna flip out.
Now, isn't it interesting that with this white killer, they're talking about we want to find out what he think and how he feel. Who gives a flip what he think? He's a killer. He cold-blooded. He confessed to it. But you notice they ain't showed his mama. They ain't showed his daddy. His daddy bought him the gun.
No, let me correct you on that.
Thank you.
His daddy gave him the $400. He went and bought the gun. See, that's another lie that they put out here.
Oh, yeah, they
his
had.
His daddy gave him the money for his birthday.
Okay.
He went to a gun store.
And bought a gun.
Now, the gun store supposed to have ran a check on him.
That's right.
Because he got a federal thing pending.
He's got a felony.
And then, and then something else that he did too.
Okay.
Before a couple years back.
Right.
So they supposed to ran a check.
Right.
And not sold him no gun till that case that's pending is settled.
So all these people involved should have had some kind of action taken against him for allowing him. But you know, his friends claim, one of them supposedly woolly haired and melanated, that they took the gun from him because he had been telling them that he was going to go on a college campus and do a shooting. And they took the gun. They were drunk, one of the drinking partners, but then they got scared, so it was said, that because of the gun laws, and say if they had been caught with the gun, then they would have been in trouble. So guess what? They gave it back to him.
Well, they also said, too, that he knew the college campus had the police on him, so he was afraid of that.
Exactly.
And that's why he chose the church.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he knew wasn't no security there.
And sit up in there an hour and listen to them sing and tell them, you know.
And ask some questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They got videos showing him at the table.
That's why I say Satan was sitting right there with you.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't even know Satan was sitting there.
Because Satan can't stop Satan. See, them, the Christian philosophy, them lies that they've been telling, see, the preachers, the politicians, that's what I just read. The pastors, they turn from the fountain of living water. They have gone and found them an idol god, a white man, and they know it's a lie. And the book tells them it's a lie. And they continue to support it, and our children, and they lead our children right down to that same lie.
But brother,
come on now.
I'm going to say it again.
Say it again. Don't be shy.
I don't care what they are doing.
Come on.
As me and Brother Anthony had this conversation every other day.
Yes, sir.
There is another power.
That's another power.
That's working while this power is working.
Yes, sir.
It might be you can't see it. It might be just a few of us.
Come on.
But what I was told back in the 80s, that if it's a zero, and you put 1 with that 0.
Come on.
It depends on what side of that 0 is on.
Yes, sir.
It can make it a 1, or it can make it a 10.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Now that 1 represents the Most High.
That's right.
So even if ain't but a few of us is the Most High with us, damn it, we gonna overcome all of this, brother.
Let's see if we got anybody who wants to call in and chime in with this thing. You know this is your program. 770-559-2999. 770-559-2999. And if you disagree, we want you to come at the front of the line. We know there might be 10 or 15 of you out there watching. You all been checking with me when you catch me in the street. Let me know you watching the show. We want to hear what you have to say, because these killers have been killing our children ever since we came on the block. They ain't stopped killing. But what the difference is, now you voting for the killer. Now you dressing like the killer. Now you love wearing the name of the enslaver and the killer. And you proud to have his name. You want to fight his battles. You want to be on his police force. Now you want to go and continue to promote his God. But then when he turn around and kill you, then you want to march against him. But yet you still supporting him. What kind of mind is that? You either got to be on one side or the other. That's what the Bible talks about, this issue about being lukewarm. He said, I wish that you were hot or cold, but because you lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. And that's what's happening with our children. they're being killed, they're being destroyed, and it says in the Bible, in the prophet, it said, I'm going to have to send Elijah to turn the hearts of the children back to the fathers. See, when you put the man out of the house because you thought the white killer was better than your husband, when you put the man in jail, that's what one of my family members was talking about when he was in jail, and I've been there myself. He said most of the people in jail was for domestic violence, child support. You feel me? Now, if you take those numbers out of the jailhouse, and of course we know they got people for marijuana. 97% of the people downtown, they ain't messing with nobody. If they messing up something, it's their own lungs. But this killer is putting them in jail because he hates us.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up.
Come on.
Because I saw a document.
Yes, sir.
On the history channel about marijuana.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the majority of the founding fathers?
Yes, sir.
Washington, Jefferson,
yes, sir.
Hancock,
yes, sir.
Grew marijuana.
That's it. It was real. It was a bumper crop here in America. Like we got a phone call coming in here. Turu is back there. Brother Turu, no call. Okay, Brother Turu, peace and blessings, man. Power to you. He back there handling things. He doing the amoeba thing back
there. Before cotton became king.
Yes, sir.
It was hemp.
Yes, sir.
The soldiers' uniform, the Confederate and the Yankees was made from hemp.
Right.
The first flag that Sister Bessie Ross sewed was made from hemp.
Yes, sir.
The teepees that the Indian lived in.
Yes, sir.
Made from buffalo and hemp.
Yes, sir.
The first Levi's and flannel shirts made from hemp.
Oh, and don't forget, the presidential edicts, constitutions, and others are made on hemp paper. 770-559-2999. Caller, what is your name, question, or comment? Caller? Speak to us, caller. Is it turned up here in the studio? Caller, speak to us. Speak to us, caller.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm speaking. Hello?
Yes.
We hear you.
Go ahead. We hear you.
Okay. Okay, what I want to ask you guys.
What happened? We just lost her. She said she wanted to ask us something. All right, okay.
Tell them call back.
Yeah, call back, please. 770-559-2999. 770-559-2999. This is your program. I think she's calling back. We want to try to get your questions or comments. Caller, go ahead and speak to us, caller. Speak to us, caller. Go ahead. All right, we lost her again.
Technology is
it's difficult. Again, 770-559. We're gonna get it together. Get us another try. Call in, and we're gonna see if we can't get you on the air. We appreciate your participation. All right, are we back? Is she back? Go ahead. Call and speak to us. You know, Elder, it's obviously our people are engaged in this subject matter. I mean, all across the nation when it came to this white woman trying to be a, but you know, I was listening to Francis
because I want to go back to that.
On the Bev Smith show.
Oh, she's
and
deep.
Okay, we do have that caller. Caller, go ahead and speak to us, caller. Go ahead. We're not hearing her in the studio, or him, or whoever. Go ahead, speak to us, caller. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, we're not hearing them.
Hopefully, I iron the problem with that phone out.
We'll work. We apologize, but we know you want to participate, and we want you to. We appreciate you. You know, Francis Cress Welsing was talking about the genetic annihilation of white supremacy.
Yes.
And this is what they fear.
Right.
Because they know our DNA is the strongest. They know really we are the most populous people on the planet. They have not only recessive genes, but they have recessive numbers. Right. And she was talking about Boehner and his descendant being that of our people. She said he is, he's passing as white.
Right.
Caller, Let's go see. Do we have that caller? Go ahead, caller. Speak. Speak to us, caller. We're hearing nothing but static. James Brown said, I don't need no static. That's an old one, boy.
Okay, go ahead.
Why is all this about racism?
Peace and blessing, my sister.
Go ahead.
Why is all this about racism?
Okay, she said, why is this?
Why is all this about racism?
She said it's about racism.
Okay, continue. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What else do you have to say? Go ahead. We got you.
I can't you say anything.
Go ahead. Don't listen to the TV.
Yeah,
just talk.
turn the TV down.
Just
talk.
talk.
Say what you got to say. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, speak to us.
Okay. Why is this about racism?
Okay, you said that. Do you have anything else you want to say? We can answer that. Do you have anything else you want to say?
What does all that mean?
I didn't catch
Hey,
that.
open the lead.
Okay, all right. Thank you. She asked the question. We got another call. Send the next caller. All right, caller. Go ahead with your question or comment, caller. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yes, speak to us.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
we hear you. Speak.
Speak,
Yes,
brother.
we hear you. We hear you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to say this real quickly. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really unfortunate what happened to brothers and sisters that were killed in the church. But the thing about it is that, I think we do a disservice. I think we do a disservice sometimes too when we get into this petty name calling, because at the end of the day, your own people are getting killed by their own people in a brutal fashion. So, well, we as a country, because you guys are a part of the United States of America, you guys do live in the United States of America, although, like myself, you all have problems with the things and the way these countries being ran, but we have to find a solution to this gun violence. And I think people just have to be honest, but we need to do it without the name calling. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, when we say name calling, is Negro a name? Is black a name? Is colored a name? Go ahead, caller. Speak. We have another caller. That would be, yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Speak. Speak to us. We hear you. We can hear you. Yes. Speak. Speak. We hear you. Yes, we hear you.
When you go to the hospital and they're diagnosed with cancer, they said,
Turn your TV down. Listen, just make your comment.
Right.
Go ahead and comment, sir. Go ahead and make your comment.
Hello?
Yes,
ahead.
okay.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead and make your comment.
Hello?
Yes,
ahead.
we hear you. We hear you.
Speak.
Speak. Yes,
Speak.
we hear
Speak.
you.
Speak.
Speak, speak, speak. Obviously, okay.
Something wrong with the phone.
This is the issue. When you call in, when we can't hear you, we'll say we can't hear you. But when we say, when you see me do this, I'm saying, speak to us. Make your comments. We had several callers. We could hear you. We just needed for you to speak and make your comment.
Okay,
Caller,
go ahead.
Do we have a caller? Speak to us. Go ahead, caller. Speak. Speak to us, caller. All right, that caller's gone. Let's answer
Brother,
the young
see-
lady's question.
About racism?
Yes, sir.
See, here again, if she been trained and taught properly,
Right.
she would already know the answer to the question she just answered.
She's a young lady.
Right, but
Let's
I'm saying to
explain
you
it
is,
to her.
okay, racism.
Right.
Racism is what have caused us to be in the condition we in,
Okay.
even though we walk around in fancy attire,
Right.
drive fancy clothes,
Yes.
live in fancy homes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We still don't know who we really are.
Exactly.
So racism has affected us psychologically.
Okay.
See, most young people think since Barack,
Are we off there? Go ahead. Go ahead. and
since
make
Barack
that-
became president, that we was in post-racial era.
Exactly.
See, they been misled. Like the minister said, they being dumbed down every day, brother, with
Exactly.
Housewives of Atlanta,
Yes.
with the video that you talked about, the
Yes.
movies.
Yes. Yes.
And then we, certain black people being elevated in certain places.
Yes, sir.
See
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Like LL Cool J on a weekly television show.
Now.
He among that
Absolutely.
generation. See what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
they think everything
They're
is,
equal.
as my brother say, kumbaya. And it's not.
Let me just say this. I want to thank you. We know that our time is very near. This was a powerful subject. Thank you for calling in. And I failed to mention you can watch us on YouTube at the Arena Uncensored. Hope to be back next week. Peace in the Middle East and in your heart. We're out.